Welcome everybody to the VESL Rocket League night. It's going to be a fun one. We have a best of 5 between Currituck County and JP Knapp. My name is Seymour. Alongside me is Zep. How you feeling today, Zep?
Feeling very good, man. Very excited to be here and see how these games are gonna go. Love me a bit of Rocket League. I just think we have a very entertaining evening ahead, and I'm very curious to see what these two teams are going to bring to the table tonight.
Yeah, we get to showcase the best in high school here for VESL, and we get to showcase the best of Rocket League to kick things off for today. We had Smash yesterday, Valorant the day before. I'm just as excited as you are to see some Rocket League, and I think the teams are ready to go as well, Zep. So we can waste no time at all and get to take a look at this Northeast division of teams as soon as it is possible.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as I said, we're ready to get into it now in any moment, and I'm just very curious to see how these teams are going to shape up. You know, what are they going to bring to the table? And yeah, it looks like we're ready to go here. Currituck County versus JP Knapp gets underway for game number 1.
Yeah, we got Currituck County, Green Lobster, Kiwi, and Salty One all ready with the ball in their offensive zone. Green Lobster is going to pick it up, look for an infield pass, but it's JP Knapp playing for the clear. Kiwi denies it. Still on the offense here for Currituck County, looking to get that first goal in.
Yeah, so far, early possession going towards Currituck County, keeping that ball up the field, but just as I say that, it flips to the other end now. Maybe an attack on the horizon for JP Knapp, but that gets clear quickly. Good defensive work. So far, very back and forth. You know, at game 1, these teams are always just feeling each other out, seeing what the opposition is going to bring to the table. So far, pretty back and forth, but no one really making a dent or a goal opportunity yet.
And Kiwi just a little bit off of that pass, but second chance here. Lobster a little high off the crossbar. Bounces back out. Currituck County looking for that first goal. Kiwi's going to put it in front. Nobody to bang it home just yet. JP Knapp still with the available defense, the blocks necessary, keeping it out of their goal. The rotations are good, but Salty One, he strikes first. Currituck County on the board.
Yeah, Currituck County were looking really dangerous there for the last 30 seconds. A bit of a sustained offense. JP Knapp were doing a good job of just getting that ball clear, but never getting it into a completely safe position, and eventually Currituck County, Salty One, able to capitalise on that 1-0 to them.
And Jacksepticeye on JP Knapp. You know a little thing or two about that. All the way from Ireland.
Yeah, fellow Irishman, although I'm still in the country. I'm still in Ireland. I'm not living in Brighton. One of these fake Irish people.
Well, we can see if Jacksepticeye can pull things back for JP Knapp as they're playing with 3.5 minutes left. Turtle, throw, Mopey Foot, and Jacksepticeye looking to find an answer back. But Kiwi in front of the net, chips it over everybody, and Currituck County up 2-0.
Yeah, and I mean, goals like that, I've scored them a million times myself. You're capitalizing on a defense that's just beginning to turtle up around the goal. No one really willing to take that hit to send it back to the corner, and a nice finish from Kiwi, very composed, calm and collected. But JP Knapp should be doing a better job of getting that clearance in.
Kiwi looking to go again. Nice infield pass. We're in front of the net. Defense swipes it away. Mopey Foot off the corner. Can you get a clear here if you're JP Knapp? No boost in the tank, so he's trying his best, but the interception here. Salty One in the air, looking for the aerial goal. He's finding it. Salty One all the way from his own zone. A 3-0 lead for Currituck County.
Whew, that was a very nice goal. Just a little minuscule touch there at the end to put the opposition team off. But yeah, already this is not looking good for JP Knapp. I mean, as a total, they're just not coming together as a team. Even when they have moments where they can get clearances, they're being boost starved, so they're not really being able to get out of there with any momentum. Currituck County so far doing a great job of just dominating the possession and having that overall map control. It is rarely up until now going past their halfway line.
And even still, JP Knapp just not putting any shots on the net. Salty One looking for his hat trick, so right in front of the net we go. Jacksepticeye driving it up the wall. The demo coming out from Currituck's going to give him a little bit of leeway here now on a counter attack. You see Kiwi with the boost, able to bounce it over the defense there, but Salty One again looking for this hat trick, going to try to bully his way through. No, stopped again by JP Knapp's Green Lobster. His chance off the post, and now these JP Knapp players just scrambling at the ball looking for the save.
Yeah, JP Knapp look like they're panicking now in that defense. Currituck doing such a good job of maintaining such a sustained offense and keeping that ball in a dangerous position as they send it across again, and Kiwi looking to put that final touch on, doesn't quite land. But yeah, JP Knapp, when they get a clearance, it never looks like they're going on the attack. It looks more like just a moment of respite as they just cannot get a grip on this game whatsoever as Currituck County continue to mount this offense.
Down under 2 minutes left. Zap. JP Knapp, they need to figure something out. Off the wall, Jacksepticeye actually with a little bit of a whiff. Turtle looking for the backboard defense, but Kiwi beats him out. Kiwi just flies on in. Let's take a look back at this one. You see Kiwi just setting up for this one. Turtle Bro doing their best at stretching for it, but it's not enough.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, if you're sitting in your defense for so long, the thing that you start to lose is momentum, right? Because Currituck County have got the rotations on point. They're coming back to the halfway line, getting boosts and being able to go in to funnel into the offense quickly, whereas JP Knapp, they're running out of boost, running out of momentum in that defense, and all of a sudden, they're just too slow to really get to anything that Currituck County are putting at them. And that's just the problem when you're sitting in your defense for too long. You just can't get any momentum going forward to get that ball cleared and start an offense of your own.
Here's a little offense for JP Knapp. Can you get in front of the net? They can. Nobody ready to take this shot. Midfield, Mopeyfoot's going to knock it down. Chance number 2. As Mopey's going to look for the shot. There it is. Blocked away by Currituck County. Under a minute left. 4-0 lead. Currituck feeling good about this game 1.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're the side of JP Knapp as well, you know that this game is probably beyond you now, but it's a best of 5. You've plenty of time to get back into this one, especially if you're going to have own goals coming in like that. So you have the time for JP Knapp to get a little bit of momentum going. But yeah, you are thinking about that game too now, really, I think, if you're them, because Currituck County, they have this one all wrapped up. They just got to make sure to keep the momentum and keep their heads clear and not give JP Knapp moments like that.
A little consolation goal there for JP Knapp. 40 seconds left. Thinking about that game number 2 for sure. And for Currituck County, you know, another goal is definitely going to feel good, but it's not necessary at this point. So it's like they're ready to run this clock. A little bit of defense. Stall out that time. JP Knapp looking to get anything more on the board to feel that confidence heading into game 2 of this best of 5, because this has been the Currituck show. It's been the Salty One show. Kiwi's been fantastic and haven't seen much out of Green Lobster, but with the way that Kiwi and Salty One have been playing, hasn't really been too necessary. So 4 seconds left. Zep, this looks like this one's going to be it. Touches down. Currituck take game number 1. They lead the best of 5.
Yeah, Currituck looked incredibly strong in that game as we go over to the scores. I mean, as you said, Green Lobster never really getting into it, but when you have 2 teammates pulling up the numbers like that, sometimes you just got to sit and do your role. Currituck looking incredibly strong, whereas you go across to the side of JP Knapp, no one really getting into the game. Jacksepticeye, he did get that 1 goal, but it was an own goal, of course. He just had the last touch on it, and only 1 shot actually coming in for the team on the overall. Not the best statistics by any means, but look, best of 5, plenty of games to go. You've learned a little bit about your opposition, so you just take it from there.
Even looking at the saves for JP Knapp, 1 save out of what was a plethora of shots out of the side of Currituck County. And you're looking at that for JP Knapp, and yeah, you're thankful that only 4 went in, but you're putting a lot of trust in the backport there if you're JP Knapp, and you need to see a little bit better on the rotation, the boost conservation, as well as, you know, getting up in the face of the ball before it's in that danger zone, because it just seems like right now, Zep, it's just JP Knapp taking those shots non-stop, and they're really not setting themselves out for any breakout passes, any breakout, you know, potential into game number 2. I'd love to see them set each other up for some of those counterattacks like we see from the side of Currituck County on a lot of these plays.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I think that's where you have to credit Currituck County as well, because how much of it is a case of JP Knapp just not having what it takes, not bringing it to the table? Or is it Currituck County just not allowing JP Knapp to actually really get any control of the game? I mean, they were never really allowed any moment to get a couple of passes going, have a sustained offense. Currituck County had people in front of the ball all the time. JP Knapp never had just a full clearance where they could work up and have a bit of time, and Currituck never had a moment where they really needed to sit deep and work on a proper clearance. It was always a case of, yes, it may go past the halfway line at some point, but it's ready just to be sent right back up for another sustained offense for Currituck. So they had no real chance, and they're going to need to try and make some chances this time around.
Well, game number 2, JP Knapp. Let's see if they can soften the blow, tie us up, bring us to a game number 4. It's already Currituck looking for that opening goal. They're going to find a Kiwi from up top, 7 seconds in.
Well, not the best start if you're JP, looking for that little bit of luck to go your way off the bat, and it most certainly doesn't. Very nice finish, 1-0 up. JP Knapp, they have plenty of time to get back into this one, but not the start they wanted.
Kick off here for JP Knapp. Jacksepticeye being a little bit loose to the ball, looking to see if he can play off of the Currituck touches, and doesn't seem like Kiwi's going to give him anything that. Nice aerial is going to put it into the corner, now looking to push it into the center field over the net. Back in front, Green Lobster looking to set up the teammates, but nothing just yet. Lobster being contested in the zone of JP Knapp, but off the top of the car, Kiwi, a second one already.
Oh, that is so unfortunate for JP. I mean, you have to give credit to Kiwi, a nice finish, but that is just a bounce that you can really do nothing about in the moment. You need that split-second reaction time, maybe hit a jump to try and set it over the bar. So far, JP Knapp, unfortunately, just seem to have been very unlucky off the bat here. Again, you know, they haven't really done anything bad per se, just being caught in some unfortunate moments.
Yeah, Currituck all over them, taking any shot they can, hoping it goes in, and so far, both shots have gone in, so I do not blame them. Green Lobster looking for his first goal of the series. Off the corner, back to himself. A self-assist into the net.
Yeah, and that was just not the best from JP whatsoever. Caught ball watching, no one really on the goal line. They had 2 players just kind of following in instead of being ready to go in there for the challenge, and already maybe you can see heads dropping a little bit because the game sense, the map rotation even on defense just isn't where it needs to be. In Currituck, we've seen how they've played so far. They're going to capitalize on every little mistake as they have been so far.
Kiwi already bringing them up to the same as game number 1. 4 unanswered goals here in game 2 from Currituck County as Kiwi finds their hat trick and possibly even just solidifying the confidence for this whole series. Zap, JP Knapp can't get anything going, and even when they do try to, Currituck are making sure that they're taking that confidence away from JP Knapp immediately. Again, the pool shot here from Salty One, knocked away by Jacksepticeye, who's been trying to set up some infield plays. Nothing has come to sorts here. Kiwi up the wall, just playing with it. JP Knapp, they need a break. They need it soon.
Oh dear, this isn't looking good, is it? As that goes in from Green Lobster, and you know, Kiwi getting a good hat trick, Green Lobster then adding a goal, and yeah, JP Knapp, they just have absolutely no control of this game. I mean, some of their defensive setups have been poor on the line recently in that last minute or so, and just on top of that, they're not getting in the air whatsoever. Currituck seem to be happy just to send that ball high and just feed off the momentum they're creating themselves. They're adding more speed to the game and putting JP in more danger, so it's really not looking good for them so far. But on a bit of an attack now, or well, that's about as much of an attack they ever seem to get as Currituck sent it right back up.
Good spacing from Kiwi. Need to redirect in front of the net, not there. AP again for the clearance. Infield pass not going to be received, and back into the offense we go for Tarboro, this time into the corner. It's actually disrupted from JP Knapp. Mopey Foot going to toss it up in the air. Salty One, though, gets an angle and barely sneaks it through.
Again, just capitalizing on every little error. People off their goal line, not sitting on the back post, getting ready for that shot to come in. And again, maybe you can credit Currituck County for that, just creating so much chaos in that defensive line that JP Knapp don't really know when to set up for the timings. But it's just nothing's going right for them, as we just seen there. Again, as another goal goes in, this is just quickly becoming a rout here as Currituck have complete dominance, and Tarboro just not completely switched on there. And we talked about how they're going to capitalize on every little mistake. They just got another one there.
Currituck right now putting themselves in the, I'd say, the talking points of maybe the top of the Northeast region. And a very scary team from what it looks like. Very put together. The way that Kiwi is playing their spacing on the pitch is not allowing JP Knapp really any momentum, any control of the ball. And you see Green Lobster bumping, demoing, doing whatever he can to set up his two teammates. And to top it all off, I mean, Salty One, in game one, all over the ball, Zeph. Game number two, Salty One is just playing off of the plays that you see Kiwi trying to make. And then, you know, maybe Kiwi doesn't get the goal. Salty One's there to put it home. If Kiwi does get the goal, then it's all well that ends well. And Currituck just leading by such a momentous number 7-0.
Yeah, I mean, Currituck have just been so dominant in this game. And as you've said, they're proving themselves as a real danger, because the scary thing isn't that they're playing well. We've seen so many teams be able to come out and have their moments and also have moments against them. It's the fact that they are just nullifying anything JP Knapp might be able to bring to the table. They just cannot even get a space of 10 to 15 seconds where they look like they could do anything. They're just being completely shut down by the spacing of Currituck. And as you said about Kiwi and Salty One, and I think even Green Lobster as well, the way that they're playing off each other, the way that they're just giving each other different roles at different moments and know when to follow in, know when to stay wide to keep their structure. It is just a class difference at the end of the day, and they are looking very, very dangerous.
Oh, yeah. JP Knapp still scoreless across both games, technically. The goal in game number one was an own goal from Currituck County, so I don't think that's going to soften the blow so far for game number two. But we're down into the last minute of play, and Salty One says, all right, enough playing around. Let's get to 8.
I mean, dare I say it, could we be on for double digits here before this minute runs out? Again, just another goal where, and I mean, look, you're 7-0 down now, 8-0. I know the defensive priorities aren't going to be at their strongest, but again, no one really on the line, no one really judging the time, and just not having any sort of control of the map whatsoever. And yeah, Currituck just continuing to show their dominance, and there's not really much you can add to it, right? Other than just saying they're such a dominant team in this series, because literally everything is going their way, and that's due to their own strengths as well, rather than luck. Like they are making all of this happen for themselves.
Oh yeah, and Jacksepticeye maybe a chance there for a goal. Turtle Bro waiting for a pass out. 30 seconds left. Green Lobster maybe feeding in for that 9th one. Cleared out by Jacksepticeye, and up the wall we go. Last couple of seconds for JP Knapp, hopefully to put one in the back of the net. It bounces on down. Another clear coming out from Salty One. All the way downfield. Mopeyfoot's going to toss it up into the backboard. Clears out to the left. And there's just no time to do anything right now. It's going to touch down. It's going to be 2-0 for Currituck County as they look unstoppable in this series versus JP Knapp.
Yeah, I mean, unstoppable just to the eye, but then also to the statistics. 2, 3, and 3, just completely dominant on the goals. Then you go across JP Knapp. 3 shots overall for the entire game. Turtlebro barely getting into the game overall with that score of 44. It's just not looking good for JP Knapp. I mean, there's just so many. It's actually hard to even say where do they look to improve, because we're not even getting a chance to showcase. They're not even getting a chance to showcase what they can bring to the table. Just being completely nullified and taken out of it.
And you have 3 saves to 12 shots on net. 8 goals against you in this game. I mean, you talked about into the last little bit that, you know, maybe you're 7, 8 goals down. You're not really thinking about the defense. You're thinking more about the offense. Well, if you don't have a good defense, you don't have a good offense here in Rocket League. It kind of goes hand in hand. And a lot of the time when you're watching the side of Currituck County, for example, you're looking at that defensive member to set up the offensive plays, throw it downfield, hoping one of your midfielders will pick up that ball and then look for a shot. And you don't really get that from, you know, the entire JP Knapp team. Sometimes you see Jacksepticeye trying to solo his way down the pitch, but it's not a one-man army here in Rocket League, and you're not able to just do everything alone. For JP Knapp, you need to look for that defender to set things up and a teammate to pick it up on the offensive zone.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you hit the nail on the head there. You can't do it all on your own. Rocket League's really the definition of a team game where you just, all 3 of you have to be clicking in the right moment. And exactly as well with the defensive efforts. I mean, in Rocket League, you have to be a jack of all trades. You just can't rely on your offensive plays. If anything, if you do not have your defensive play set up whatsoever, you're not going to get a chance to showcase those offensive plays. And that's the pitfalls that JP Knapp have fallen into. They can't find a way to get out of their defense, orchestrate a nice clearance, and get a sustained attack going. And Currituck are just capitalizing on that on every single instance, where they're just keeping it up in the air, just bombarding that goal. And then, as I was mentioning before, the defensive effort in terms of the saves themselves have been rather poor at times, because a lot of shots going the way of Currituck and very little of them being saved.
Yeah, and heading into game number 3, a couple of things you can think about right now if you're JP Knapp, Zep. It's boost conservation, possession of the ball. It's getting at least some possession in your favor going into this third game, and hopefully controlling it when you do have that possession, not losing the ball right away, because these are things that can easily lead into a goal if by mistake, maybe not by mistake. And a big one's going to be down to that possession. If you can keep the ball away from Currituck County, that is going to stop their chances of getting goals.
Yeah, and I mean, look, maybe you just have to play some dirty Rocket League as well. You got to go in for some demolitions. You got to start rotating maybe into the other side and start picking up some boost. Maybe leaving your defense open for 1 minute. And look, I know you need to play together as a defensive unit, but clearly the defense isn't working at the moment anyway. So maybe do something to shake it up. But clearly they haven't done it yet, as Currituck County, not even 30 seconds in, already getting that first goal on the board.
And Mopey, for you see at Mopey tried to get a touch to the left, and it just knocks right back down. An easy tap away for Salty One to open up game number 3, and a very frustrating one, I'm sure, for JP Knapp, who just continue to be on the receiving end of these shots. Jacksepticeye now. Can he clear it out? The demo, and that's going to be tough to play off of now for Currituck, looking for their second one. Kiwi in front of the net, knocked away by the respawning Jacksepticeye, but chance for an offensive touch just yet.
And the clearances as well from JP Knapp, they're all on the ground. They're never really getting any air in the ball. And then when it comes to any player on the side of Currituck, they're just sending it high, sending it wide, and right back into the danger zone, where really any bounce or any angle could create a danger. I mean, again, look how high it is there. They've absolutely no clue how to deal with it in the back. Kiwi scores, you know, what in my opinion would be maybe a relatively simple one to save if you're set up correctly at the back.
Yeah, definitely one that you should be able to receive there as a defender. But I mean, for Currituck, they have been throwing these shots, expecting them to go in. And off the kickoff, Green Lobster already going to put the offensive pressure on Currituck. All into the zone of JP Knapp. Off the backboard, you're going to get a bounce down low, but it's a nice redirection from JP Knapp. The guy gets it over Green Lobster. Who's going to send it next, though? Mopeyfoot a little bit late to that. And whiffs on the defensive touch. Kiwi easily finding that third goal again.
Yeah, I mean, I think Currituck have just figured out that JP Knapp are not comfortable at all when their backs are to goal, where they're driving towards their own net and that ball's in the air. I mean, if it literally just has any air time whatsoever and it's not dropping perfectly at the side of JP Knapp, they really seem to struggle on the defense, and they're not facing the right way at all either, and they're just knowing just to keep that pressure on, and then can actually just start scoring simple goals, simple chips, just sending it into a corner, letting it flow in. They don't even need to really go for these power shots now, because they know JP Knapp is just not in the right positions to save them.
Jacksepticeye as being one of the shining lights here of JP Knapp's, almost a chance at a shot on, but walks off the corner too, so it's going to drop down in front. The defense of Currituck doing good at making sure that they're keeping the ball away from JP Knapp. Nice touch over up the demo. Still pressure on for Currituck. Salty One keeping control in front of that car. Off the respawn, Green Lobster already in front of the net, bumping them away, moving them out of the net, allowing for these shots to have a chance at a goal.
I mean, it's looking like at this moment the only thing that JP Knapp could maybe capitalize on is a lack of concentration from Currituck County. If they drop their guard a little bit, you know, decide not to score anymore, which, you know, that point was nullified rather quickly as they go for another. But again, sustained offense just off the backboard, keeping it high, doing the simple things right. JP Knapp have no answers for it, and I think even Currituck now, they're beginning to mess about a little with the way that they're shooting, and still JP Knapp have no answers for it.
We've for that center field pass, Salty One off the corner, pass to himself, but not able to redirect it. Currituck starting to style their way into these goals. Flip reset, not gained by Kiwi. Been nice to see, but a little bit off that timing. Now Salty One breaks it over just in front of the net. It's going to bounce up. Kiwi to touch it down. Nothing going to be gained. And JP Knapp keeping things at a 4-0 deficit.
Yeah, good clearance there by Jacksepticeye, getting up in the air and getting it out. We haven't really seen much of that, especially in this match from JP Knapp. And as you said, you know, he kind of has been the star player, and I would absolutely agree. You know, if there's anyone that you thought might bring a moment to the side of JP Knapp, it has been Jacksepticeye, who's just kind of in there being somewhat of a nuisance sometimes, but I don't think even Jacksepticeye would currently hold a candle to even Currituck's worst player at the moment. And, you know, you do hate to say it and you mean it with the utmost respect, but I just think there is such a skill gap on display here.
Yeah, big skill gap for Currituck County, who look flawless in this game. 1 minute, 11 seconds left to take a 3-0 sweep over JP Knapp. So how can this team gather together to look for a little bit of confidence exiting this game? Only 1 minute left, and you see Salty One's not going to make it easy.
Absolutely not. I think if you're the side of JP Knapp, you're looking at this game now and you're just chalking it up to a learning experience. You're kind of analysing, seeing what the opposition were doing, how can you apply that to your own game, and, you know, take it forward from there and become better Rocket League players. Sometimes you need to get humbled by better opposition just to see where in your game is lacking, and I definitely think they have a lot that they could learn from Currituck here, because I mean, they're playing some great Rocket League. I mean, as I've been saying throughout the entire series, yeah, I mean, just a perfect dribble right into the net, like, and how much of this has been JP Knapp not being at it, or Currituck just completely nullifying their chances of being able to do anything on the pitch. I mean, can't underestimate how great Currituck have been this whole series.
It's just been 15 minutes of dominance out of Currituck County. I'm not going to say that it has been, like, always dominant. You can see that Currituck are making their mistakes, but JP Knapp just don't know how to capitalize off those mistakes, and I think it's just easily refundable if you are Currituck County. Then you got Kiwi doing things like this, just from end to end, dribbling his way in front of the net of JP Knapp. And more often than not, those goals or those shots have turned into goals. Green Lobster in a 2-on-1 is going to break through, and now it's a 2-on-1 the other way. Open net. Green Lobster not going to get there, but Mopeyfoot puts a team goal in, an own goal in for Kiwi.
Yeah. And Jacksepticeye, you know, doing a good job of getting there, but again, you talk about the quality of the clearance. It just hasn't been there for JP Knapp all series. Just once again, just leaving it practically an open goal, and yeah, just so unfortunate. Like, nothing really going right for the side of JP as they're going to try in the last 10 seconds to maybe do something, but it's not going to happen as Kiwi scores another. And, you know, I think you hit the nail on the head when you were talking about Currituck, just the way that they're playing overall, how they're capitalizing on every mistake JP Knapp makes, but they haven't been perfect themselves. It is just JP Knapp don't know how to capitalize on it, and that's been such a difference maker.
7 seconds left, Zep. I think it's safe to assume Currituck County have this 3-0 in the bag. Ball is going to touch. That is it. The best of 5 goes the way of Currituck County High School, as they are going to take today's Northeast Division game for Rocket League in a very swift manner. We can take a look at the scoreboard. And again, you know, we didn't really talk much about Green Lobster. He didn't do too much. Kiwi, the double hat trick in game 3, 6 goals, 9 shots. Unreal stats from Kiwi, playing out of their mind, especially when it comes down to those air dribbles.
Yeah, absolutely right. I mean, I think for Currituck County, it just has been the story of Salty One and Kiwi, the way that they've been playing together, just so dynamic across the pitch. But, you know, take nothing away from Green Lobster either. There's 3 players on the pitch when it comes to dominating the game, and they were certainly there, just being a nuisance as well. It was just the other 2 teammates, I suppose, taking the spotlight in certain instances. But then, you know, you go over to the side of the opposing team, JP Knapp, Jacksepticeye, you know, 1 shot on target, 2 saves, you know, a couple more saves coming in for their side, but still nothing near the level required. And unfortunate for them at the end, but certainly a learning experience.
Yeah, certainly a learning experience for JP Knapp, and I'd love to see, you know, how they fix their play style heading into their next games as well, because I will say Jacksepticeye, he did look good, and I think the rest of the team you can just look at easily, picking up a little bit of defense. You're making sure that your aerials are fixed. You're feeling more comfortable when it comes down to making those aerials and defending from that backboard. And it's going to at least even up these games a little bit more and give you those chances on counterattacks. But for today, That is going to be it, Zep, and this best of 5, Currituck County High School. I think this team is something from the Northeast Division that we're going to be seeing a lot of.
Yeah, absolutely. They certainly are a team to watch. And look, once again, going back to the side of JP Knapp, you know, if you're looking for positives to take, look at, you know, moments where Jacksepticeye could have pulled a little more out of the bag in potential instances and just take it as a learning experience. And I mean, it does seem like if there's any team you want to learn from at the moment in this division, it is Currituck County, because they had so much going for them in their game across the board. The cohesion as a team seems to be there as well. I mean, across 3 matches, just completely dominating that midfield, not really allowing any breathing room whatsoever. And that's a hard feat to achieve against any team, to where they barely even get an instance, a moment in an entire series. So definitely a team to watch for the rest of the season.
Well, if you want to watch more teams here for VESL, make sure that you are following along for the whole season, because we got Valorant again next Wednesday, Smash on Thursday, Rocket League on Friday, starting off on Wednesday, April the 17th. And you don't want to miss any ounce of this action, because we're getting to highlight the best of the best when it comes down to these high schoolers in North Carolina. But that's going to be all for tonight in our best of 5, folks. Make sure you take care and have a great night.